Okay. And the winner is
Retazo.
Today we are here to help you think out of the box. The first step to do so is join the Hult Prize. You might be asking, what is the Hult Prize? Well, let us explain you.
The Hult Prize challenges young people to solve the world's most pressing issues throughout social entrepreneurship. Every year, one team receives $1 million in funding to make their idea a reality. Your way towards $1 million funding starts by entering the Hult Prize at Universidad Panamericana.
First, you'll have to register for the on-campus competition held at Universidad Panamericana. Don't forget to register your own team with 3 or 4 members. And if you don't have a team, don't worry, we'll help you find one.
You will receive all the training needed in order to create your own startup idea. Our committee will provide different lectures and workshops that will help your team to be prepared as you can. So, get your pitch ready because it's going to be a game changer.
Then you're going to present that pitch in front of a panel of judges that will decide which team is going to be the Universidad Panamericana representative at the regional summits.
Remember that the Hult Prize Foundation is here to challenge young students to go further with their initiatives and create new means of doing business that will not only be profitable but also socially responsible, making today's entrepreneurial environment more conscious of what the world and the society needs. We're here to welcome every one of you in the name of the staff, of all the members of the organizing committee of the Hult Prize, and we want to welcome everyone, participants, judges, and guests. We are here because we are surrounded by change makers, surrounded by people that are encouraged about entrepreneurship, but also about making a change in the world. Now, you are a step closer to becoming change makers and becoming a step closer to the regional summits in this year. We are beyond excited to hear all of your pitches, to welcome every one of you and hear all of your new and innovative ideas. Now, we would like to welcome our Vice Chancellor. We would like to have some kind of words because this is something important. We want for you to feel happy because of what you're doing. We want to feel encouraged of what you're doing because you're making a change. And your change is seen by everyone, both staff from the Hult Prize offices and also here at Universidad Panamericana. So please, let's welcome our Vice Chancellor, Cecilia Canal.
Good morning. I am very pleased to be here this morning. I appreciate the invitation from Marianne and Fer. Thank you. Judges, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for your guidance. Being here today for each team and each participant means 6 months of an extra effort, means 6 months of challenges. It means giving time, energy, and dedication to an idea that you believe in which you have put your mind and your heart and your talent, your energy, and you are determined to turn it into a project that can be launched and become a significant change in regards to a specific problem or in facing a particular need. You are willing and decided to achieve an important transformation with that idea. Each of the 6 teams today, side by side with their mentors and Smart Center, have lived, deepened, reflected, and dreamed about the possibilities and scope of the project. And today, you launch it in this audience to the world, and to the judges, and to your team members, with the conviction that it is a winning and successful possibility. The 6 months you have dedicated to your project have not only represented many hours of hard work and training, and this process has not only matured an idea, but has reached each one of you and has become a personal path of growth and individual evolution and flourishment. These months can also be expressed in the skills developed: critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability, interpersonal relationship, resilience, and have not only resulted in the progress of your particular idea, but mainly in the transformation of each one of you into individuals who not only hope and seek change, but have become real transformation agents. Perseverance is not only reflected in each project, but above all, it is represented in each and every one of you. This is worthy of recognition and applause. Congratulations. I would like to give special thanks to the campus director, Marian Rojas, who has been in charge for 2 years now, making Universidad Panamericana a platform of valuable ideas and a name present in many significant sites around the world. Also, I give a special thanks to Alejandra Velázquez, Regional Manager for Latin America at Hult Prize, for your support. And thank you, everyone at Smart Center. You have done a great job. Congratulations all.
Thank you so much for your words. It has truly inspired every one of us. And we will also like to welcome a staff member from the regional office from Hult Prize for Latin and the Caribbean, our regional manager, Alejandra Vázquez.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. It's a really pleasure for me to be here in front of all of you, talking about the Hult Prize. First of all, I want to thank Marianne and all the organizing committee of the Universidad Panamericana for the invitation to the final Hult Prize 2024. I'm here to share with you an opportunity that not only changed lives, but also is changing the way that the students from all over the world are in the issues, the social issues with the Hult Prize. And is that Hult Prize is a lot more than just a competition. It's also a platform, a global platform that wakes up the entrepreneurial spirit in all the young minds. And also challenge every conventional way of everyone in the world to work for innovation and solve some of the most challenging things around the world. I want to start by saying that Universidad Panamericana has always had a really, really important place in Hult Prize. For many years, they've been working towards being in the accelerator programs. We had in the past a team that came along with a great idea, not only here in Mexico, but actually was in the accelerator program. Also, we had volunteers, and their participation for the University Panamericana, it's been a great, great pleasure to see every year. So, with no further to say, I actually want to thank Marianne, and I want to give a big applause. Thank you, Marianne, for all your hard work. I want to recognize that for 2 years, you've been one of the most amazing campus directors for Hult Prize. Thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you enjoy your competition.
Thank you so much, Ale. And we want everyone to think of what the change you're making here, what the changes you're making nowadays, and now you're a step closer to making a change in the world. So now we are arriving to a moment that I know everyone is waiting, get to know the judges. So we would also like to introduce them to you. We would like also to introduce all the organizing committee. So we want for you to know everyone. It's not only me as campus director, it's also all the team as events, as logistics, and everyone involved. So, you already know me. My name is Marian Rojas Pozos. I'm campus director for Universidad Panamericana. I'm the representative a little bit in between Universidad Panamericana and the Hult Prize, and it's been a great pleasure being in here. Also, we have Luis Miguel Uribe. He is assistant manager. He's in charge like a vice president. He's in charge of making everything happen and also the part of everything tech. Lina Scorbe, our community manager, in charge of all the social media. Marian Guzman, in charge of events and logistics, as well as Naomi Noria. Majo Padilla, in charge of everything media, and finally, Valeria Niño, who is in charge of all team and training. So now we have arrived to the moment where you're going to get to know the judges, get to know them a little bit more, get to know who is going to see all of your amazing ideas. First, we have Denise Vigueras. She's a law graduate from ITESM with a master's degree in Information and Communication Technology Law from the Center of Investigation and Innovation in ICT, CEO of Fashion Law MX and COO of BindNet R&D, speaker and business consultant specializing in intellectual property and creative industries, member of the National Registry of Cultural Agents of Ministry and of Culture of Mexico. So let's give her a buzz. Next, we have Rodrigo Espinosa de los Monteros, accounting and financial management graduate from Universidad Panamericana, financial markets specialist from the Instituto de Estudios Bursátiles in Madrid, Spain, currently pursuing an executive MBA at the IPADE. Previously served as a regional project leader at JP Morgan and financial planning coordinator at Peñoles. General coordinator for Ciudad UP project, director of institutional communication at the Universidad Panamericana Campus Mexico, and general manager at the Universidad Panamericana Campus Mexico. Genaro Acevedo, computer science graduate from UNAM with a master's in information technology and management from ITAM. As a consultant, has collaborated in the development of systems of DuPont, of Mexico, Biocres, and Mexican Academy of Sciences, among others. His professional background has been mainly associated with academia and research, mainly in UNAM's institutions. Founder of Ratec Services, a company dedicated to consultancy and project development for logistics, research, project management, process improvements, and certifications. And last but not least, Javier Pinter, electronic systems engineer, graduated from Tec de Monterrey with a master's degree in engineering sciences from the same university, CEO of BindNet R&D and CTO of Fashion Law MX, mentor of technological startups at top universities in Mexico, business consultant in the areas of biomedical and information technologies, electronics and communications, especially ISM and mobile networks. Now we want to remind you all what is the pitch dynamic, and we can give a start to this session. Teams, you have 4 minutes to pitch your idea. You need to finish your pitch in the 4 minutes. You will have a timer where you can see it on the left. If you don't finish in that time, your time will be cut. So we know you're going to keep it in time. Don't worry, we trust you. Then we will proceed to 4 minutes of questions. There will be questions from the judges, and then they are going to solve this. You have time to solve these questions. You can solve them wisely, so you can solve any doubts that the judges might have. Finally, we will give 5 minutes for the judges for them to finish grading and finish their scorecards. So, without further ado, let's begin with the first team. Treble.
Sarah is a tech-savvy young adult with unnecessary expenses in her credit card. Emma is a hardworking single mother who faces mounting debt and struggles to make it to the end of the month. Sam is a middle-aged professional who only now realizes that her retirement funds are insufficient. Carlos just graduated from high school and has earned his first salary, but he still keeps all of his money in the bank where it loses value. And Jamie is an owner of a small business, but he has no idea as to how to handle its finances. Sounds familiar? Well, it should, because we have all faced a problem of financial illiteracy. In fact, and if determined in 2021 that as many as 41% of all Mexicans are financially illiterate. 22 million of them have that on their credit card, and 7 out of 10 don't have access to credit at all. In fact, Mexico has the 5th most unbanked population in the world, and yet we have 135 million mobile connections.
So we went out to the streets and we found out that the youth wants to learn about finance. However, they don't want to learn in long, boring courses. They believe apps are great ways to learn. So with that in mind, Treble was born, an app to empower the youth to take control of their finance, created by 5 passionates in marketing, management, engineer, software development, and management.
Treble is an app that offers a captivating learning environment that promotes financial inclusion and also makes it exciting through gamification, customization, and real-life rewards. We tackle SDGs 4, 8, and 10, providing quality education that is normally reserved to higher classes to anyone with a smartphone. It even works offline, thus creating new tools to ensure economic growth. Sarah joined Treble out of curiosity for her financial personality test while browsing on social media and found out she was a celebrity type and became aware of her spending habits. In fact, Treble is based around an 8-personality psychological test based on internal banking tools to give you better insight into how you spend. Emma, the single mother, learned how to make a budget and strategically manage her finances by taking 5-minute lessons on the bus, thus ensuring a brighter future for her family. Sam found out the exact financial products she needed for her retirement in her personal hub, thanks to our recommendation engine and financial partners. Meanwhile, Carlos remained engaged with the app because of the social challenges he could take on with his friends and learned that his money can actually grow by investing rather than keeping it all in the bank. And for Jamie, Treble became his financial mentor, using our tools to manage the growth of his commerce and better file his taxes. And this is our app, enabled by a freemium model in which you can install it for free, but you can also offer a premium subscription to remove limitations and ads. You can explore your interest, practice daily, and best of all, you can earn Treble points that you can exchange for real-life rewards in your favorite commerces.
We have both B2C and B2B business model. In the B2C model, our main source of income comes from the revenue from Google Ads. And in the B2B model, it comes mainly from the targeted advertising and also the selling of big data from the archetypes we mentioned earlier. We use the same tech as in YouTube, Duolingo, and Nu, and we identified 3 key alliances: the financial ones to promote their products and services, the retailers to give their rewards, and the government and education to support its education goals. Our growth plan starts with the development of the app. Then in the next year, we're going to make the full launch to gain our early adopters, proceeded by the full launch, and in the 3rd year, we want to expand towards LATAM, Asia, and Africa. The usage of our funds will mainly go to the marketing and the development of the app in the first 2 years.
Be like Sam, Emma, Sarah, Carlos, and Jamie and take control of your financial future. The smallest decision can have the biggest impact. Thank you.
Thank you so much, then. Then we are going to proceed with the questions from the judges. You can get each a question if you do have one. So,
Hello guys. First of all, congratulations for the exciting presentation. It was very refreshing this time in the morning. First of all, I want to ask you, which is the benefit of your platform against free services because Nowadays, you can find a lot of free services of financial education with good quality online.
Well, our main point on that is that we provide real-life rewards. We are rewarding people by engaging with the app with Treble points that they can exchange for coupons and other offers on their commerces, thus giving them the experience of earning money and saving money by simply learning how to use better their money.
Okay, thanks. And nowadays, which is the status of that alliances you are mentioning for the earning points of your collaborators, like Starbucks and that comes of retail stores?
We are starting to make certain alliances like with GBM. We're seeking an alliance with them. We also have an alliance with Google because we are programming it on Flutter.
Okay, thank you. And my last question, have you ever considered, because I didn't watch it in your presentation, about the privacy, about the data you're collecting from your users?
Yes, on that note, we're using the latest technologies that Google offers as part of their Flutter interface and Google Cloud services that provide cybersecurity and protection of personal data. It is a matter that we take very seriously, and we have considered it with a partnership with Google.
Okay, thank you.
Hi guys. I would love to know if all the apps images that we saw are just mock-ups, or do you already have an MVP?
We're currently developing the MVP based on those mock-ups. It is currently on its way. What you saw were mock-ups, but they are representative of the functionality that we are developing.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions?
Yes. Well, you mentioned a few minutes ago they're using Flutter as platform. So Flutter is normally based as a zero or less code platform for developing. Do you think using this kind of technology will affect the control that you have on your own data?
Could you repeat that last bit of the question, please?
Yes, you're using Flutter for developing the platform, right? This is basically a no-code or zero-code platform. So do you have control of the development and the coding you are developing?
We're using Flutter by programming in the entire interface, including front-end and back-end, in Dart. We're using Flutter as our framework, not as our code base. We believe that this is the best way in order to provide a multi-platform solution that can work on both iOS, Android, web, and possibly universal Windows platform and Mac OS.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Have you calculated the size of the critical mass for the viability of the project?
I'm sorry, we didn't hear that question correctly.
Okay. The critical mass, have you calculated the critical mass for the viability for the project?
The math?
The mass, critical mass, the population have.
The market size.
The market size.
Okay, there are 22 million people that are in our targeted market, which are young people who are starting to gain money. That's our market, and we are targeting around the 5% of that market size.
Okay.
We can get a final question, and then that will be the last for the team.
Can you explain me your revenues, please?
Yes. In the B2C model, we gain revenue from the Google AdSense because, like in any other game, we insert ads from Google and our premium subscriptions. In the B2B business model, we have alliances with institutions like universities, schools, high schools. We also have the targeted advertising, which is we gain money for the advertising that the banks and our financial allies put on our app, and we also gain money from the number of products sold by the banks through our app to our customers, which are already educated. Furthermore, we also gain revenue from the data that we analyze and sell.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. That will be it for now. We're going to give some minutes for the judges to finish grading. If you can diselaborate.
Thank you.
will give you some minutes for the judges to start checking all the scorecards, and then we will continue with Mexiverse. Now we will continue with our next team, Mexiverse.
Combining tradition and technology to mitigate poverty. In my community, in the Sierra Norte de Puebla, there's no hospital. People live in cardboard houses, getting paid $5 a day, which is not enough to get food for them and their families every day. Despite that, today I'm here, but not everyone is so lucky. There are about 23 million indigenous people in the country. The crafts and tradition these people preserve represent the heritage of Mexico's original civilizations and are an essential part of our national identity. However, society considers them as ignorant, segregating them and causing 93% of them to live in poverty. That's why we created Mexiverse.
We travel to the most vulnerable communities in our country. We observe their ancestral process and also immerse ourselves in local rituals, proposing collaborations within Mexiverse to boost our economy. Once accepted, we evaluate their work. We purchase the physical handcraft or film the experience so we can create our NFT. We seek to create 32 collections inspired by each state of our country. We are using NFTs because we know that with this technology, we can generate enough income to impact entire communities, while protecting our intellectual property into the blockchain to preserve it as an infinite heritage patrimony, creating records of their traditions, protecting their work from plagiarism, and receiving royalties for each resale, showing them the true value of each tradition, making visible what was invisible, but the most important thing, giving them the recognition they deserve. As we did it with our collection, the Tenochtitlan Renaissance, in collaboration with the Aztec communities that are still resisting in Xochimilco, this to revitalize and preserve this ancient culture. These digital assets are on sale on our strategic partner, Nifter Marketplace, and also in our website, mexiverse.net.
20% of our sales are directed to the communities. From our profit of $650,000, we will invest in the fundamental pillars to enhance the living conditions of not only Mexiverse partners, but everyone in the community. Our social model impact seeks not only to help them just in an economic way, we also want to perpetuate their traditions indefinitely. We will immerse our NFT owners in the communities they are inspiring, taking them to eco-tours, experiencing their culture, while also giving them personalized handicrafts, while also giving them food mapping as well as meeting the artisans and the guardians of these traditions. With this, we want them to reconnect with our Asian roots, with the earth, with their inner self, taking them through a spiritual journey while also reactivating the economy of these communities.
Mexiverse NFTs are not isolated artwork, but are meant to be part of the metaverse that we want to achieve by 2030. These NFTs serve as skins, avatars, and scenarios in those digital spaces, as we did last time in the Metaverse Decentraland, where we launched our first collection. We are entering a market of $800,000 million in 2024, and it is expected to reach 1.5 billion by 2030. We believe so much in this project that we have been working before in the opportunities areas found in Hult Prize Global Accelerator with the residents. And now we are here for the $1 million in order to fulfill our collection of Mexiverse and to start coding our metaverse to help those communities. Making dreams come true, working hand by hand with our mentors, our partners, and Mexiverse family and multidisciplinary team that keeps on getting bigger.
I grew up in the Sierra Norte de Puebla, witnessing firsthand the struggle of indigenous communities. Their spirit and resilience inspire me every day. And together, we can ensure that the knowledge, tradition, and art forms of cultural keepers not only survive, but flourish in the years to come.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tim. Now we're going to proceed with the questions from the judges. We will kindly ask you if each can have one question, so we can stay in between the 4 minutes that we have from questions.
Yes. Hello, girls. Congratulations for your presentation. Could you please tell us about how is your project aligned, at least with one of the SDG goals?
Okay, now we are having the 30 ODS of the UN. We wanted to achieve all that ones, but nowadays we are achieving only 30.
Yeah, we are covering 13 SDGs that we have in the slide that we prepared. First of all, end of poverty, but since we want to invest 20% of our revenues in each community, then we have the potential to impact many more SDGs according to the needs of each community. For example, for this first collection in Xochimilco, we have the problem of water scarcity, so that's where we can impact the additional SDGs, and this will keep on growing as we start working with more communities in the country.
Thank you. And my last question, which is the fee you are taking from the artisans and how do you pay them?
We have two types of NFTs. The first one is a 3D model inspired by a handcraft. So we purchase the handcraft not by like the market, like usual market price, but we value the effort and knowledge of the artisan. So it is a higher price than it's usually paid for this craft. And then our customers will get a personalized craft. For example, in case of alebrijes, they will provide us with their month and year of birth. And with this, we have a tona and nahual according to the Zapotec culture. So the artisans will design an alebrije according to the tona and nahual of that specific customer and produce that craft. So that will generate additional income for the artisans. And in the case of Xochimilco, there are ecotouristic experience that we will be paying the community so they can provide these experiences to our customers. And that's how we generate the income in the communities.
Okay, thank you.
Hi girls, I would love to know how do you find that this 20% you're giving back to communities for their designs is fair to you?
Yes, at the beginning we were thinking about giving 20% of the just the profit, but now we decided that we are going to give 20% of the selling price. So we will manage to cover our cost because it is not the same like the price we get for the handcraft and the experiences. We need to do many things. We have to pay fees and then the conversion to the coins that these NFTs are sold. So this is why we think that it is fair. But as we mentioned, we are not just giving the 20%. This is an important part. That is not just the 20% which we are giving to the communities, but the revenue that we are generating and also like the visibilization that we want for these communities. So the Mexiverse's impact goes beyond that 20% in the communities.
Okay, who do you ask permission for using those designs?
We are working with a legal huge team that made us to go to the judge for this because we know that the intellectual property in Mexico is so difficult, but now we have all in order to, now we are selling these products so we can impact that persons, no? So they are trusting in us. We have a so huge legal team that can help us in anything that we could achieve in any moment, no? So now we have that security. So that's why
and not just the legal part, but also the part with the
I'm
confidence
sorry,
with
guys.
the communities.
The time is up for questions. If there are any more questions, we can see in the call box in the part of the deliberation, but for now we have exceeded the 4 minutes. Now we're giving 5 minutes for the judges to finish your scorecards, and then the next team can start preparing. Imi.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now we're going to continue with our next team, Imi.
I want you to stop
And think about the world we're living in right now. 450 million of people are affected by a mental health issue. More than 300 million people live with depression. And 800,000 people commit suicide each year. The COVID-19 pandemic leads to 25% increase of anxiety and depression. And what's the problem? Between all these people, between the 35 and 50% are not receiving the right treatment, or it's not being appropriate. I mean, it's not having any real meaning. Or we can call it imi. That's how you pronounce it in Japanese. So, what's our mission? Our mission is to transmit, through powerful words, guidance, and education, meaningful messages that make a social positive impact in mental health issues. And who are we? We are a group of educators and psychologists dedicated to create new learning experiences. About what? About emotional intelligence and personal development. You see, as educators and psychologists, working with people has many advantages. One of them is seeing this lack of awareness, this lack of emotional intelligence to make more bigger decisions. They lead to suicide standards, they lead to depression indicators, and that's not what we want for this world. That's not what we want for this society. IMI offers 3 main programs. Feel the conferences, because we believe in the power of words. Think the workshops to develop different soft skills, and also transform, the mentoring part. For whom? We offer all these programs from school, college, and also for families. So what's our step-by-step? So first we need to know and we need to make a diagnostic analysis about our client. Who are they? What are their needs? After that, we make the program implementation. Field, conference, think, mentoring, and transform workshops. After that, we make the evaluation. How do we know that this has made a huge change in emotions? So we're going to make surveys, questionnaires, but also social and individual interviews. Our format. We can be by online or also in person in the different programs, in the workshops, conferences, and also the mentoring. Our schedule, it will be flexible according to the user's needs. Also, the fee depends on the complexity level and the number of participants and also the client, but it will start for the conferences, $200 US, for the Think program, $400, and for the Transform program, $40. We believe that the real change starts from the inside, combining awareness with emotion. So let's feel, let's think, and let's transform our lives. Thank you.
Judges, you can start with the questions.
Can you tell me your background, please?
Sorry?
Background.
Your background.
Yeah.
Our background?
Yes.
Well, we are sisters. We study Treble here in Universidad Panamericana. And also, like, we start thinking about this project. All the, like, we know the power of the education in all the social media, in all the part of the society. We believe education can change our lives and also the life of the other people. So we are sisters, and also because we never had this. Never. In school, or the conferences, or the workshop were so superficial, not attending to the real mental health issues. And now seeing all our families and our friends, I bet each single person that is sitting right in front of me has at least one daughter, one cousin, or one parent suffering about these issues.
Do you have doctors on your team? No,
We have a psychologist.
psychologist.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hi.
Could you tell me the strategic allies for the project?
The what? Sorry?
The strategic allies?
Yes. So first, we need to get to, well, first we need to make the programs. We need to, it's emotional intelligence and personal development. We need to make the content of each. We are educators, so it has to have an objective, it has to have materials, each one of them. After making the content, we get to know our clients. So if it's a school, how are their students like? It's a diagnostic analysis that will last 3 days at least, making interviews with the teachers, with the students, or if it's a college, also with the directors. And after that, they will decide, the client will decide if they want to hire a conference or a workshop or a mentoring, depends on the program. Then we implement the program, and after that, we make the evaluation. It's an immediate survey first, and then it's gonna be progressive, like 2 weeks after, we're gonna make interviews, social and personal interviews, with obviously with the permission of the teachers and the parents.
I would love you girls to tell me which are the SDGs that you are aligned with, exact numbers.
Yeah, 3 and 4.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Could you please tell me about how are you handling this technological platform you're going to use? Because I watch your background and you are very highly specialized in the pedagogic, psychologic, but how about the technology?
Yes, so we're gonna have the format online, like the online program, but also we want to develop an app with the mentoring program, so they can have a more, like a more efficient results with their process.
Okay, thank you. And well, you were talking about that you will have individual users or like organizations like schools or companies. How many professionals you will need to hire in order to handle how many people in order to give a quality service for your users?
Yeah, we're thinking of having a team of 20 people.
Okay.
20 people. Also, we need an investigation department to get to know the exact number of depression standards, suicide indications, because those data it's worldwide. But we want to know Mexico, we want to know the client, so we really need financial support for an investigation department.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we conclude with the questions, and now we're going to give 5 minutes for the judges to continue their scorecard, and that would be it. Next, we will have one bridge. we're going with the next team, One Bridge.
She is Juana. She's a widowed mother in the Ciudad de Mexico, and for the passing years, she has to struggle with having two jobs, one in an economical kitchen and two working in the weekends in the tianguis. The seasoning of Juana has reached potential among the community, even clients asking her if she can deliver bigger orders such as catering and corporate events. But not having the knowledge to do so, she has lived the opportunity to grow her business and help her child for a bigger future.
That's why One Bridge, a team of 3 engineers and 1 financer, is looking and committed to help people like Juana.
Juana's story is not the unique. Based on 2019 economic census by INEGI, 70% of the businesses of food and beverages sector operate informally. This imposes a limit on their income and prevents them from growing properly. In One Bridge, we didn't settle for just the statistics. We took the streets to know people like Juana and gained first-hand perspective into challenges they face daily. It became evident that these individuals, often mature women, play a crucial role in their families through their culinary skills.
We will focus on supporting informal food and beverage suppliers that need structural standards by fostering a collaborative growth and connecting them with the right contractor.
One of our pillars in One Bridge is connecting our contractors with our suppliers. That's why we're going to settle with a web platform that unites them both. In our suppliers, we're going to have a step-by-step methodology on how to structure her business, and also access to One Bridge community. The contractors, on the other hand, are going to have access to database platform in which they can contact the best suppliers we have for them.
Discover One Bridge exciting methodology. First, contact through our web platform and ambassadors. We conduct company diagnosis revealing strengths and weaknesses. Based on we proposed a tailored evolution plan with packages options. To support you, our community offers insight from experienced companies. Once you select a package, access to educational content. This ongoing process ensures continuous improvement for our suppliers.
Recognizing the potential difficulties our target market may face due to the web platform, there will be a One Bridge ambassador focused on assisting via phone or via WhatsApp to help people that are less familiar with the technology to do the process of the diagnosis. One Bridge offers tailored solutions in 3 packages: Basic, Gold, and Platinum, each of them with unique features that will satisfy the business needs. The pricing strategy was budgeted based on different factors like the number of employees or the size of the supplier's profits. This helps us to ensure a fair and also a customized approach to the different clients we have.
With the help of $1 million, we're going to settle for a plan of 5 years of our social construction. In the first year, we're going to settle here in Mexico City, and the next years we are going to enhance our vision to Mexico and the world. Thank you.
Judges, you can start with questions.
Sorry. Can you explain me your business model, please? Again.
We're going to have 2 sides of the question. We are going to have suppliers and contractors. And in the first 3 years, we are only going to charge suppliers for our services. We're going to have 3 different plans in which Every business will choose on what do they need, and we're going to charge them in base of the quantity of utilities and the number of employees.
Hello guys. Well, this is not like a question but a comment. I like the format you use of showing actual interviews, but I would love to hear at least a couple of words of the people you are interviewing and what kind of questions you are asking in order to give a real feedback, because without sound, it's just like having a chat with these people without knowing exactly what you're talking about. So, but I like it a lot. Do you have like a mock-up about the website or?
Yes, and that's the mock-up
Okay.
for like the diagnostic. We also have a mock-up for the contractor side.
And finally, which is the fee for one of every plan you have, or the cost for the user? Do you have already that information?
Yes, we're going to evaluate first the number of employees. We are going to work financing the operation with our community, and in that sector, I can give you like 500 pesos, the smallest company, and the connecting plan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. I see you will be having your own web platform, but what about whenever WhatsApp or the telephone just cracks, and then all your customers and the suppliers will be unconnected, also as your ambassadors?
Well, we will have a lead that is called an ambassador, and one rich ambassador that is going to deliver that kind of information via WhatsApp or via telephonic. We know that one of the pieces of our market is that they don't usually use a web platform. That's why we're going to have very support in that area. And in the connection side, as we are going to have experts like connecting the two of them.
Yeah, but I mean when the system breaks down. Sometimes telephones and even WhatsApp just cracks and it doesn't work anymore, so you will be also unconnected, same as your customers, your ambassadors, and also the suppliers.
The idea is to be connected through the platform, like through the website, but to have the option of the phone to make it easier, but it's not gonna be like the only connection, you know? Like the website is gonna be like the main one, but it's gonna be easier for them to do it through the phone when it is possible to do it.
Thank you. Which is the size market?
The size market, we have a question like statistics, and we have like 72% in Mexico, but in Mexico City is 60% of informality in those sectors, and we don't have a special number because they are informal, they don't have like a special number, but we're going to settle like first in Benito Juárez, because there's a huge area in corporate areas where they have that kind of service, and people like Juana that need our help.
Thank you.
I think that's it with the questions. Thank you so much, Tim. And now we're going to give some minutes for the scorecard checking. Thank you so much, Tim. Now we will present the last team, ETC.
Did you know that there is 3.7 billion tons of textile waste generated each year only in Mexico City? And that there is also 500,000 tons of microplastics wasted in this same industry. To visualize this a little better, we will use Azteca Stadium to take the measurement, considering that each Azteca Stadium can fit up to 83,000 people. And if we combine all this waste and fill up the Azteca Stadium, we would get 300,000 Azteca Stadium filled with textile waste and 42 Azteca Stadium filled with plastic waste. But the real problem here is that only 1% of all this waste gets recycled. So here is where we as CTC come in.
I'm Juan Pablo Barroso.
I'm Andrea Alvarado.
And I am Jose Maria Rueda. And together we're a dedicated group of engineers, innovators, and designers focused on a single mission, turning trash into treasure.
We give a second life to plastic scraps and textile waste, creating this 100% innovative recycled textiles that are made panels that can be used for floors, furniture, and more. In front of you, there's a mystery box you can open now, or you can see it on the screen. And there you will find two of our prototypes. The first one is a personalized one, and the second one is a raw panel. Why? Because we know that nowadays the customization is really important for our potential clients. So they will have the opportunity to change the color by the formulation or add a different finish to the panel. To have a better perspective of our impact, one of our real-size panels equals to recycling 45 t-shirts and 270 plastic bags. All of this taking in consideration these 5 SDGs. And the way that we do this is that we collect the textile scraps generated by the garment manufacturing industry, and through our process, mix them up with single-use plastic waste, creating this amazing alternative from traditional materials.
In today's world, the furniture industry is valued at around $557 billion globally, and it is ready for disruption because 80% of the materials used in this industry is MDF or similar materials. So here is where we have our opportunity to enter the market. We offer 100% recycled products with an unbeatable price-quality relation.
We would like to start operations creating alliances with SMEs, but always keeping as a larger goal large companies like IKEA. We will continue to develop the product, making the engineering test shortly, and we will showcase our invention at fairs, events, and also online through social media, ads, and with a user-friendly website. Now, as you can see on the screen, we're comparing our material with MDF and Treble. You can see that our material requires little maintenance, it's easy to work with, it's water and weather resistant, and it's made from 100% recycled materials.
Now, talking about a little of the business model, we would like to start our operations using the B2B business model type, but never closing our doors to, in the future, becoming or adopting the B2C model as well whenever we're better established in the market. And we will receive our income through panel sales and customizations, where we are committed to quality, implementing high standards, and patenting our process, of course.
So what's the price for one of our panel? Our real-size panel has an average price of $42. And as you can see on the screen, our competitor's price is above ours. But this doesn't mean our utility margin takes a hit, as it is around 70%. We need your help to further continue developing this prototype and create a successful enterprise, so we can all together add to that 1% of textile that is recycled.
Now, every product in the box and the box itself separately have no potential. But thinking outside the box, mixing everything together, you can get these panels. But they can also be pallets, walls, floors, and furniture. ETC, ETC, ETC.
That's why we call ourselves CTC, because the options for our materials can always be added to the list. Let's reimagine waste as a resource and transform and build a better, brighter future for generations to come. Thank you.
Judges, you can start with questions.
Hello guys, congratulations for the initiative. Is this material fire resistant or at least have a fire retardant coat?
Yeah, well, the materials we use they resist quite high temperatures, but we're still developing the formula. So it shows a lot of promise, but we're still developing it.
And we are already talking with chemical engineers, which they told us that there are some additives that are eco-friendly and help with that issue that are the fires. So that's something we're working on.
Okay, thank you. And one last question. Do you need to comply with some regulations in order to sell this product for construction or whatever, or is free to just upload your catalog online and sell it to general public? You need to comply with regulations in order to sell this product online, or?
Yes, well, it's better to sell when you have the certifications and when you have validations that your product is also have something that is really important for us to have like 0% carbon emission, for example, or that our process doesn't contaminate more than the actual waste does. But yeah, and then there's also some type of standardizations already that are 6 type of sizes. I don't know if that was what you meant, that we build them by those sizes, and then there's a catalog with those 6 sizes, which are just the width of difference, and they ask for the type of panels they want, and then but it's a B2B, so we are the materia prima for the furniture builders.
Thank
Have you considered the energy or to build this, the energy of the product? How?
Yeah, it's surprisingly, it's really low energy. It doesn't use a lot of energy. The process is simple, and that means that we don't use water, we don't use natural gas.
Okay.
So the energy to produce one of the prototypes is really, you can do it with a 12-volt connection.
Okay. Thank you.
And there's no water in the process, so that's a huge win.
Yes, it's important.
There's no water in the process too.
Okay, guys. During your presentation, we saw this image of a kitchen where you're trying to implement this. It wouldn't be possible because it's the samples that you gave us. I don't know if you did it, guys, but it's high in porosity. So it wouldn't comply with legal standards and ESOs and stuff like that in order to be put on the cover of a kitchen. So maybe it would be implemented in offices, maybe, but the porosity of it's still, I wouldn't say it is a finished product yet. So you need to take that into account. And also when you cut these pieces, you are also creating microplastics. So that would also be kind of a problem, and you would have to take a lot of precaution in your factory or in your small tailoring space in order to prevent that the people that helps you create this stuff is protected, and also their all the health is really, really a risk for them. But it's still a good product. You need to focus on where you can apply it and where you cannot.
Thank you so much, guys. The time is up for questions. Now we're going to give 5 minutes for the judges to finish the scorecards, and that would be it. Okay, guys, so while the judges are finishing the last scorecard, I'm going to give you like the announcements for what's coming up. We're going to have 30 minutes of a break where the judges are going to decide and check all the part of the scorecard. So please come back 11:45. Please, you have to stay close, and you also have to stay in touch with the WhatsApp group, because in case we need some callbacks because we have any more questions, the judges want to ask any more questions or to check something of your specific startup, you need to be close so you can come to answer questions. So we will have this 30 minutes. Please be here 11:45 and be close and getting to know, checking your WhatsApp so you know if you need to come back to the deliberation.
Es que lo que Javier